Hearing that if the quad ever broke up, that paternity could become an issue doesn't really sit great with me. Tyler and I just really hashed this out, and now here we are.
In the quiet suburbs of Portland, Oregon, a unique family sat around their dining table, discussing their plans for the future. The family consisted of two married couples, Alicia and Tyler, and Sean and Taya. They had been living together as a closed polyamorous quad for several years, raising their 5 children, Raina, Dylan, Barrett, Carver, and Quinton, in a home filled with love and understanding. Their journey had not been without challenges. Society often viewed their unconventional family structure with skepticism, and even close friends and family had struggled to accept their lifestyle. Yet, the bond they shared was undeniable, and they had built a life centered around mutual respect, open communication, and shared parenting responsibilities. One evening, as they sat together discussing their children's future, the topic of legal recognition came up. They had always been their children's primary caregivers, but the legal system didn't always acknowledge their roles. They decided it was time to seek legal counsel to ensure their family was protected and their parental rights were recognized. The next day, Alicia took the lead in researching family law attorneys who had experience with polyamorous families. She came across the Chosen Family Law Center, a non-profit organization dedicated to supporting polyamorous and non-traditional families. The center's founder, Diana Adams, had been a leader in advocating for the legal recognition of multi-parent families. Alicia reached out to the center and scheduled a consultation. The family was nervous but hopeful. They knew the road ahead might be difficult, but they were determined to ensure their children had the legal protections they deserved. On the day of the consultation, the family arrived at the Chosen Family Law Center's office. Diana Adams greeted them warmly and invited them into her office. After introductions, they began discussing their situation. "We've been raising our children together," Alicia began, "but legally, only 2 of us are recognized as parents. We want to change that." Diana nodded, understanding the gravity of their request. "In some states, it's possible to pursue second-parent or third-parent adoptions," she explained. "However, the process can be complex, especially when it comes to polyamorous families." She outlined the steps they would need to take, including drafting legal documents that outlined each parent's role and responsibilities, and potentially seeking court approval for the adoption process. It's important to note that while some states have provisions for third-parent adoptions, not all do, Diana cautioned. And even in states where it's possible, the process can be lengthy and challenging. The family listened intently, absorbing the information. They knew the journey ahead would be difficult, but they were committed to ensuring their children's futures were secure. Over the next several months, the family worked closely with Diana and the Chosen Family Law Center to navigate the legal process. They gathered documentation, drafted legal agreements, and prepared for court appearances. Throughout the process, they faced challenges. Some legal professionals were unfamiliar with polyamorous family structures and were hesitant to support their case. However, Diana stood by them, advocating for their rights and educating others about the validity of their family dynamic. Finally, after months of preparation, the day of the court hearing arrived. The family stood together, united in their mission. Diana presented their case, highlighting the love and commitment they shared and the importance of legal recognition for their family. The judge listened attentively, and after a brief deliberation, ruled in their favor. The court granted second-parent adoptions for each member of the quad, legally recognizing all 4 as parents of their children. With the legal hurdles behind them, the family celebrated their victory. They held a small ceremony at home, exchanging vows of commitment and love. It was a moment of joy and relief, knowing their family was legally recognized and protected. As they looked around their home, filled with laughter and love, they reflected on their journey. They had faced societal judgment, legal challenges, and personal doubts. Yet, through it all, they had remained steadfast in their commitment to each other and their children. Their story became an inspiration to others in similar situations, showing that with determination, love, and the right support, families could overcome obstacles and create a future where they were legally recognized and protected.